What are some company secrets you can now reveal since you don't work for the company anymore? Viagogo are just corrupt. Straight up. Not a little thing here and there. They are just a criminal company. They will take your money for tickets even if they have none of those tickets, assuming they will eventually have tickets to sell you. If they don't get them, you get the ticket money back. An example of this was when a guy in the UK bought tickets to the Super Bowl in 2013, booked his air travel, flew to the States, booked his accommodation, was staying in a hotel he paid for, and was calling us every 15 minutes to ask where his tickets were. We were told to lie to him and say someone will meet him at the stadium. We let him know 30 minutes before the game started that he wouldn't be receiving any tickets. Viagogo refund the ticket cost, but the travel, accommodation and time wasted? Nothing at all, and they never had the tickets. Same for festivals. I took loads of calls from people who were told to get to the middle of the wilderness in Eastern Europe for a dance festival, having booked time off work and prepared for a 5-day festival. When they got there they were told there were never any tickets. Just go home, write off the time off, write of the ticket costs, write off the transport, write of the preparation and deal with feeling shy for 5 days because they were ripped off by a company except at ISN. That simple. Because now they are in the middle of a field in Eastern Europe for 5 days. The bus that took them there has gone and they have no admittance to the festival, so essentially Viagogo were responsible for just dumping around 100 people in a field in Eastern Europe with no provisions and no way of getting back. Far from discouraging the practice, they love scalpers and give them preferential treatment. Super sellers, they get discounts, skip phone queues, and get a higher price for tickets than honest customers with a ticket to sell. If an event is coming up soon, the seller can meet you at the venue to pass the ticket over. What this means is if you show up and the seller isn't there for whatever reason, illness, decided to use ticket themselves, just can't be asked etc., you have paid and have no proof they did not meet you. Buy money. If you buy a ticket from Viagogo, I would honestly say you have a 40-45% chance of getting it. I used to work for a large smartphone company. During development, we used to go through phases: engineering verification testing stage, design verification test, production verification test, and finally mass production. Each stage was meant to have checkpoints in order to ensure that the final product was built with good quality and any known bugs would be able to ironed out before the product launch. Any bug that was not resolved would potentially have the ability to delay the launch. Except that there is a thing called waivers, so the PM could request that certain bugs be granted a waiver delaying the fix of the problem to later date. No big deal. Every project has a few minor bugs, right? For each stage there would be hundreds of waivers. Some would be minor, to be fair, but sometimes they were definitely not minor. I will never, ever, buy an electronic device in the first 3 months of mass production. Wait for the second wave of production. The quality of the product increases tenfold. Try to avoid going to dental chains, Aspen Dental, etc. They push you to get procedures done you don't need and your appointment times are usually as fast as the doctor can find the first thing that's wrong. Doctors are overworked and this increases the chance they will mess up. If you can't pay, they help you finance, but you'll get it with a 20% interest rate when you miss your first payment. They also overwork and underpay staff, which leads to disgruntled staff who don't care. And like all public service positions, there's no backbone against shy patients. You have to bend over backward and kiss their ass. The only way it works, and it does, is when you have caring, skilled staff across the board. This rarely happens due to high overturn. I had to get out when the new doctor at our office pulled too many teeth in a procedure and had to give a patient a full denture instead of a partial. He blamed the assistant and she was fired. The lab was overwhelmed with extra work from his mistakes. I didn't feel the doctor cared about anything but money and I couldn't morally do it. I couldn't say he was a good doctor when deep down I knew it was a lie. Reasons I hate commercialized medicine. Regal Cinemas movie theaters has something called a per cap. Per caps are calculated by dividing the attendance by how much concession sales there are. For example, a low per cap is anything under $3, but a higher one is over $4. If there is a 15-cent variance from one day to the next, you had to fill out a report stating why. You couldn't state things like the obvious. For example, if I manage a theater in Minneapolis, And per cap sucked this past Sunday because everyone was at the Super Bowl. I could not use sports as an excuse even though it was so obvious. Instead I would have to say something like, large groups in attendance who didn't purchase concessions. I'll also shatter another myth that nobody cares if you sneak drinks or bootleg candy in. Just make sure you throw it away after the show so as to make cleaning the auditorium easier. It is marginally true that the theater makes most money from the concession stand as we only profit about 15 cents from a movie ticket. The rest goes to Hollywood. However, in the summer, running all that AC, neon, ice machines, etc. it wasn't uncommon for the electric bill to hit $30,000 or so. Plus rent to the mall was another $60,000 a month, so yeah, no, I've got a lot more if anyone cares. Okay, so here are a few more. The reason there is such a small amount of staff on a shift is due to strict payroll rules. There are elaborate spreadsheets and charts that every district manager is given by corporate that allocates the maximum number of hours. For example, on a Wednesday, your location is charted to use no more than 44 total hours of payroll. 4 managers would work an 8-hour shift, so that right there equals 32 hours. You then have just 12 hours to stretch from open to close for employees to work. Give some kid a 3-hour box shift, another a 4-hour usher shift, 5 hours to a concessionist. So what happens if it gets busy? The managers have to run and work a spot until the rush dies down, then go about managing other duties. If you are an hour over payroll, you are eaten up. That's why you may wonder why there is just one box, one concessionist, and the place is getting slammed, and you question why they didn't schedule more people. The markup on some concessions can be high. A 50-pound bag of popcorn seed costs maybe $1 to buy in bulk. You can get about 20 tubs of popcorn out of one, but you charge $9. That with oil and salt factored in, so $180 in large tub sales, minus $1 for ingredients, that is a profit of about $179. Is it high? Sure. But remember that $30,000 a month electric bill and $60,000 a month rent for the space in the mall? There is a reason we couldn't give out extra bags or cups for you to share drinks and popcorn with your families. It's because all of that is individually inventoried and has a price on it. The only things not counted are non-salables such as napkins, straws, popcorn, salt. Damn. In contrast to all the nerd computer jobs here, I was ready to give some dirt on being a Hooters girl, but I think I'm too late to the thread. Let me explain. I'll throw out as many interesting tidbits as I can remember. Your official job title is Hooters girl, and your job description is basically a model who serves, as opposed to a normal server. That gets around the discrimination laws, though they did have to fight it in court in the past. The first day you get your uniform, during training, they take a Polaroid of you that goes in your file. If your appearance changes, that is, if you gain weight, they will fire you. The shorts for your uniform are available in 2 sizes, XXS and XS. The tank top goes all the way up to S. If you have really huge boobs, they'll order you a M. No compromises on the shorts. You must wear a nude bra and a thong. They provide you the official suntan nylons to wear under your shorts. Part of your hiring interview is hula hooping. They want you to have a natural, all-American look with natural looking makeup. My boss made me add shiny lip gloss to my normal look. I pretty much just wear mascara and a little bronzer normally. During training, you literally watch an instructional video on how to flirt with customers. Yes, you are trained to write your name on the napkins. You also are required to greet everyone who is within 5 feet of you. If you have downtime, you have to play games or dance so you look like you're having a good time. Most restaurants offer a discount membership at a local gym. You are allowed 1 free salad to eat per shift, period. If you want any other food, you can buy it on your break. They discourage anything but salad. Despite this, we had to participate in the monthly wing eating contests if we were working that day, in order to maintain the appearance of the all-American cool girl. Yes, that was a real quote. However, they reminded you over and over that you better not gain weight. They stopped just short of telling you to be bulimic, but we got the idea. They drilled into our heads that each wing was 480 calories. I have no idea if that's true. It seems unrealistically high. I managed to get out of the wing eating every time by being the person on the mic instead. I was the best public speaker and the funniest, wittiest one. Thank God, because I had undiagnosed Crohn's at the time. and the wings would have destroyed my guts. Management wasn't particularly fond of girls like me, who were going to college and treated the job like a normal part-time gig. They're looking for career Hooters girls. Yes, really. A big selling point of the job is that if you're good enough, you can become one of the traveling models and do events and calendars and stuff. Despite being about 10 minutes from a major university, I was the only girl in school. Hooters was a stepping stone to stripping for a lot more of the girls than I expected. When we did weekly trivia nights, they didn't let me ask smart questions. They all had to be pop culture related so the customers wouldn't get mad. Lol. There were a lot of regulars who came in every single day and often developed creepy crushes on certain girls. They would bring gifts all the time. It was company policy that we all be walked out to our cars after every shift. You aren't allowed to wear the uniform outside of the restaurant except for official Hooters events. This even includes walking to and from your car. We all came covered up and changed in a locker room and back. It surprises most people to learn that the girls really weren't catty. Almost everyone got along great and were very supportive of each other. As far as part-time jobs go, those girls were my favorite co-workers ever. Can't say the same for the management. In fact, when I finally left and went to Best Buy, it was a way cattier environment. I would occasionally get recognized by a customer when I worked at Best Buy. Lol. It was always weird to me how people treated Hooters girls like celebrities. That's all I got for now. I'll answer questions if you have any, but overall, it's just another serving job.